Yo, 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 what's good? What's good? What's up? What's happening? What's popping? What's popping? What's going on, you guys? What's going on? How we feeling? How we feeling out there? What's good? How's your week been? Doing all right? Feeling all right? Looking all right? Smelling all right? You know what I mean? We doing good out there? Let me know what's happening. Tell me what's up. What's popping? Yeah, it's your boy Brandon J, the talented Brandon J, back at you for another one. Appreciate you guys for tuning in for another episode of the Everyday Shuffle. Where we just talking dance, talking culture, talking hip hop, talking movement, talking life. You know what I mean? Talking to the students. You know what I mean? To the colleges out there. Hope everybody holding on, holding tight. You know what I'm saying? For some of us, we all the way in with the in the semester. Some of us we just getting started. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully, I thank you guys for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, I say something, man, profound, something motivating, something educating to help you get through. You know what I'm saying? And if so, if I'm able to do that, you know what I mean? One time for me, two times for you. You dig? So what's up? What's good? Man, how? Let's see. What we're talking about this week, man. I actually got a few things to talk about. You know what I mean? What is this? This technically the first week of UCR. And last week was the first day of class, you know, on Thursday, but this week was the first this week was the first week of actual instruction for a lot of us, you know what I mean? Actually getting in the classroom, doing something, you know, on that first day, we just doing some talking, just introductions, you know what I mean? Doing a little spiel, what the class is going to be about, you know what I mean? I'm filling out my students, seeing what the vibe is, seeing what the vibe going to be like, you know what I mean, for the next 10 weeks, you know what I mean? And I'm feeling it. I think we're doing something. I think we're going to be doing all right. You know what I mean? The vibe seems like it's off to a slow start. But you know what? I'm going to be honest with you, on campus, man, the whole campus seems like it's off to a slow start at UCR. I don't know what the other campus is looking like, but man, the first day of class, I'm walking on campus, you know what I mean? Usually on the first day of the first week of school, you know, campuses got an energy, you know what I mean? It's just an energy that's like, yo, this is the first week, you know, everybody looking fresh, you know what I mean? Everybody looking good, everybody, you know, it's really good, doing their thing. But man, I'm walking on campus, man, and I'm looking at the student body walking around. Man, like, I ain't gonna put that on the students. I'm looking at everybody walking by, man. From professors to students to the CAF workers. You know what I mean? Everybody looking like it's the first week, and everybody looking like we already 8 weeks in. You know what I mean? So the vibe is a little slow, man. But you know, at least in my classroom, man, we're gonna try to kick that thing off and keep and move on high vibrations up in my class. You dig? So yeah, man, that's what I was feeling today, or feeling this week at UCR. That is. But yeah, man, yo, let's get into it, man. I got some things. Let me look at my notes. I got some things that I want to talk about. I usually every week, I'm trying this thing where every week I pose a question just as a conversation piece. You know what I mean? Just to provoke some thought. You know what I mean? And last week I asked the question of favorite hip hop artist and or album, right? And I don't know if that by the time this video dropped, the other previous video should have already dropped. Or episode rather. So I asked that question to my students, favorite hip hop artist and or album, right? And a lot of them, like I mentioned before, just didn't have a favorite hip hop artist, didn't have a favorite hip hop album, didn't really listen to hip hop like that. You know, just didn't. That just wasn't like their thing, right? So after that conversation, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I left there and I was a little concerned. And last week wasn't the first time I've ever asked this question. I started asking this question last year, I believe, last fall, and to every quarter or every semester I'll ask that question. And I'm gonna be honest, like, yo, I was a bit concerned, and here's why. So my classrooms, I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, first I think, all right, man, young people don't really listen to hip hop like that. They're in a hip hop class, but then don't really listen to hip hop, which I thought was a whole like concern of my own. But I talked about it a little bit in the last episode. But my concern was when I heard all those responses, I then thought, immediately I'm thinking, hey, the young people, right? You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's just the young people of the day, this generation, that's just not battle hip. I'm like, that can't be the case. You're not, I started thinking, well, Brandon, you're judging it based on what you see, your perimeters. Like, I teach at 2 places, right? And this is the demographic that I'm asking this question to. So, and the minority in my class, I'm asking about hip hop, right? So, but the minorities in my class are black students, is what I have the least amount of. You know what I mean? Everybody else is usually Asian, white, Mexican, which that's just the demographic of my classes. So I'm like, man, I wonder if I say, maybe if I was on like a different type of campus, or I come from an HBCU, you know what I mean? So I just knew back in the day when I was in school, it was just different, man. We was hip hop everything, you dig? And I've come across over the years of teaching, students not knowing who certain rappers are, you know what I mean? And I guess you could say like the older rappers, but to me they're not like older. They're not like old rappers, you know what I mean? They're just older. They're not, they're not young, but these rappers are still putting out good music. So, but I guess they were rappers that like they never heard of. But I hear that a lot in my classes, just with the playlist that I use in my classroom. Students are like, yo, let me get your playlist. Like, and I don't listen to a lot of new artists. So I think they're just not being exposed or know how to be exposed to hip hop to get to listen to more artists than what's just played on the radio, I guess. Or I can't say radio because I feel like this generation ain't really listening to the radio like that. Whatever's trending on social media, so they don't listen to anything that's not trending on social media, would probably be a better way to put that. So I was concerned because I'm like, yo, maybe I'm just, because the minorities in my classroom would be people who probably don't embrace hip hop like that, which is fair. But I still think there's something wrong with that, or not wrong, but concerns me. You know what I mean? Like I found it interesting. So I'm on social media. I'm just scrolling, and then I come across this post that just was on my feed, and apparently and this dude was going around asking young people, YNs, like, about hip hop. Who do you like better? This artist would probably be like a young artist, or it'd be like, who do you like better? Yachty or 50 Cent? You know what I mean? Like, and asking them these types of questions. And I was very, and he was asking these questions to students to what seemed to be like an HBCU campus, which seems to be like like everybody he asked in the video were black. And I was surprised at the answers to these questions that he was asking. Actually, and I'm not one. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna try to play. I'm gonna try to play it for you guys. And I'm not one to like play other people's videos or play other people's posts like on my channel. I don't believe that. There's people out there who get clicks, you know what I mean, and is monetizing off other people's videos, even the ones that's like posting videos and like doing reaction videos to other posts and talk or commentating on other podcasts and other posts and like playing the clips on their channel. I personally don't like that because they're not is the clickbait of it is them posting the clip of that other podcast or that post or that other channel, and I've been caught like that, and I click on it because I'm thinking, oh yeah, this is like a clip of one of my favorite podcasts or YouTube channels, and it's some other person just doing like a commentary on it, and I don't like that because you're not even coming up with your own content. You're just trying to monetize off somebody else's content. So I'm not a fan of that. So I won't be like playing the actual clip on the channel, but I will play it so that you guys can probably listen to it. Hopefully you can hear it. Hold on. Let me see if I can get it. See if I can get it.
Detroit. You like Eminem too? Man. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Nobody like he from Detroit, but nobody really listen to Eminem in Detroit. Like he's just the most biggest that came out of Detroit. Young Thug or 50 Cent? Young Thug. Just cause I don't listen to 50 Cent like that. Who's the greatest rap group? New Edition. So who's better, Odd Future or Wu-Tang? Odd Future, what? Lil Yachty or Pusha T? Yachty. What do you consider like Rakim and like Big Daddy Kane? I don't even know who that is. Who is an older rapper that you always hear older folks talking about that you don't understand why they think he's so good? Jay-Z. Give me your top 3 rappers of all time. Cardi, I'm not to say yeah, just because of that Bully album as well now, I'm going to have to give it to Rocky to shout out New York. Who is the greatest female R&B singer of all time? Jhené Aiko. Put Nicki and like Lauryn Hill up there. Okay. So you ain't up there with Nicki. Lauryn Hill tough. She got one of the only diamond rap albums ever. One rap album. Nicki Minaj dropped out. Diamond. That's 10 million records. One record. 10 million, man. When I listen to music, I look at like the beat, the flow. I'm not really like one of those lyrics type of guys. So you feel me? Like the lyrics cool, but I really just like something that I can listen to, vibe to. You feel me? If it's catchy and stuff like that. Do y'all care as much about bars as older people? Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I think we care more than older people. Yeah. They don't understand that new wave. G Herbo or Jadakiss? G Herbo. I ain't gonna lie. I couldn't take a Jadakiss song. Yeah. G Herbo. From New York? Yeah, I continue to G Herbo all the way. Relatable. Drake over Kendrick. Yeah, I think like I'm not playing no Kendrick Lamar for real. Chris Brown or Michael Jackson? I listen to Chris Brown every single day. How many times a day do you listen to Michael? Name 2 members in State Property not named Beanie Sigel. Like why when he said State Property, first thing I thought was Memphis Bleak and Jay-Z. Nas or Playboi Carti? Alright, I love me some Nas, y'all. Trust me. Like, walking on the street, bumping something good, like Illuminati, something there. But, not the butt. I gotta do it for Cardi, man. I was just a jump, man. I seen him come from the SoundCloud up into where he's at now. And it's just too good to me. I just love it.
Yo. I don't understand. I don't know if it's. Oh wait, there was one part on there.
And where you from? Detroit.
Oh man, hold on. Let me see if I can find it.
it's just too good to me.
I don't know. Wait, there was one part. I don't know why it's not playing it now. There was one where he asked a young lady, "Who's the best hip hop group? Who's the best rap group?" And she said New Edition. And New Edition is an R&B group. So she didn't know the difference between singing and rapping. Like, how do you know the difference between singing and rapping? Crazy. And the way these YNs putting some of these artists over other artists is crazy to me. But I respect it. I think it's a generation thing, I guess. But to me, good music is good music. And what I'm hearing from a lot of them that's on that video is that they're making a comparison one-sided. Like, they're making a comparison one-sided because they haven't listened to the other person. Like, when you're saying who's better, I can't remember what he said. He said Yachty or somebody else, or Nas, or I think it was Yachty or Nas, and it was like they put Yachty, and I'm like, that means you've never listened to any Nas. If you picked a new artist over a Jadakiss, or over a Nas, or over a 50 Cent, or a Jay-Z, like, they call Jay-Z an overrated artist. Like, they just don't get the hype. I mean, you haven't listened to any Jay-Z music, which is crazy to me, right? So, they're making these comparisons one-sided. They haven't heard the other side, and I'm wondering if that's probably just the problem, because, like, in my class, I play a lot of I don't play a lot of, like, super new artists. To be fair, like, I like what I like, and just some new artists, like, although they may be, like, popping and doing a thing and hot, and I ain't knocking it, it's just not for me. And, like, I do need some type of substance. I mean, I'm down for ratchet music too, you know what I'm saying? And gutter music too. I came up on it. I came up on 2 Live Crew, and you know what I mean, and Trick Daddy. I'm from the South. I'm from Miami, so I'm a name artist like that. But, like, I also need, like, some type of substance. Like, so, and a lot of these artists, one, either I don't understand what they're saying, or they're just rapping about the same thing. You know what I mean? Unless, you know, when it comes to, like, their albums, they may have a hot song on that's in rotation, either on the radio or social media, but then I go to their album, then the album isn't cohesive for me to, like, sit and listen to all the way through. So I don't play a lot of, like, really, really new artists, but I do play, obviously I play, I do play some new artists that I don't think get a lot of hype. Dante Hitchcock, you know, Logic, who isn't super new, but he's a younger artist to me. Been in the game for a long time, obviously, but is putting out good music. I feel like this generation should know him. But those artists that pop on TikTok and social media, I don't get wind of them like that, so I don't play a lot of that. But to be honest, when I'm asking my students questions like that, they don't really listen to them like that. Now, the point I was really trying to make was that I do play Jay-Z. I do play Nas. I do play like J. Cole's and Logic's and Kendrick's and Lil Wayne's, and you know what I mean? And I play other artists too. I don't know, man. I got a bunch of stuff that I play. and my students really like my playlist, but they really be digging the stuff that, like the older artists that I listen to too, as well. So I think it's just a matter of them not being exposed to those artists. So when they're making these comparisons, they're making them one-sided because they just don't know the other side. When you're saying like a Jadakiss, I think it was a Yachty and Jada, like a Yachty better than Jadakiss is wild to me. That's wild. Crazy. Please go watch the verses with Jadakiss, with the locks and with Cameron and them. I can't even think of the name of the group. But look up Jadakiss verses on YouTube. Yo, I think that was the dopest rap verses, period. Like, stop playing with Jadakiss. You ain't let me get the verses. Just go play some Jadakiss. You know what I mean? It's that was crazy. I couldn't understand it. But hearing them again, this brother looked like, who was asking these questions, looked like he was on like HBCU campus. And for those of my viewers that may not know what an HBCU is, it's a historical black college and university. So HBCUs are all in the South. I went to a HBCU, Florida A&M University. So, and they're pretty predominantly all black colleges. You know what I mean? So when I'm hearing that, I'm like, then I start to say, well, it's not just that because the demographic that I teach probably don't listen to it. At least these people listen to hip hop, but they still don't have. They're not getting the full, embrace of hip hop. They're only listening to what they know. They're a TikTok generation. You know what I mean? They're a streaming generation. So who's ever popping there, that's who they're listening to. So we got to do better with exposing these young people to hip hop, because, like I said, when you're naming people like Jadakiss, Jay-Z, Nas, Eminem. I ain't the biggest Eminem fan, to be honest with you. Like he dope, but he ain't the realest to me. But that's me. But still, Eminem, like, these artists are still putting out music. You know what I'm saying? They still putting out music. So I think it's crazy that, they just don't get exposed to it in good music. And I don't care how old the artist is. Like, good music is good music, period. A good song is a good song. It's timeless. It doesn't matter who it came from, where it came from, what generation generation that particular artist really speaks to. Good music is good music. If a new artist is dropping dope music, then I'm listening to it because it's dope music, period, because it's good. Not because it's a new young artist. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter in my eyes. Good music is just good music. But yeah, I just found that, like, that was crazy to me. I had that thought when I talked to my students, and I was very worried that it was just maybe it's just the demographic of my students. You know what I mean? But then I saw that clip. I was like, all right, cool. It's not just that. Like, it's just young people. And even the ones that do listen to hip hop still don't know how to recognize hip hop, and don't even know, and it's only one-sided. Like, they listen to what they listen to. They're not getting the other side of it. And hip hop is big enough now where we should be embracing all of it. You know what I mean? If my generation should be, trying to, listen to, at least giving a chance to listen to some of the young artists that's coming out right now, as well as young artists, us exposing the younger generation to other artists as well. So we got to bridge that gap, because I think we're doing ourselves a disservice. And I think these YNs are doing themselves a disservice by only listening to one thing. And you, like, I grew up with both ratchet and righteousness in hip hop. You know what I mean? I can listen, you know what I'm saying? I can listen to Uncle Luke and listen to Public Enemy Fight the Power. You know what I mean? You know, I like one of my crew joints is what is it? It's on the tip of my tongue. This is what happens. This is what happens when you start to get older. I can't think of the name. But anyway, like Public Enemy, man, Diggable Planets, De La Soul, Queen Latifah, like, but then also listen to Trick Daddy, you know what I'm saying? Also listen to NWA, you know what I'm saying? Also listen to shit, man, who else? I'm from Miami, JT Money, you know what I mean? Hot Boys, you know what I'm saying? Juvenile, like we have both ratchet and righteousness, you know what I'm saying? So, and I think right now the young people, what trends the most is the ratchet, and they're not getting the righteous, and we got to fix that. We got to fix that. That got to be fixed. What else, man? What else has been weighing on me? Hold on. Let me check my notes. I guess I can go to. Hold on. Sorry. So I guess I can go to so going back to the question of the week, every week I try to ask a question to my students to provoke conversation, to engage with them, right? So this week my question was, is it, and I asked this to you guys out there too, is it wrong to discourage a person's passion and dreams? Is it wrong to discourage a person's passion and dreams? So I ask it like that, and I can see the wheels turning. Even when the discouragement of a person's passion is masked with reality, what they deem is realistic. Now, when you say it like that, my students automatically went to the passion or the dreams that fell in line with the arts. Now, I never put it to the arts. I just said someone's passion and someone's dreams. Is it wrong to discourage it? And they immediately started, when they started giving me answers, they were clearly giving me answers about somebody who's of a struggling artist. And what I mean by discouraged, like, is it someone discouraging it? I mean anybody. I'm talking about anybody. Friend, family member, parent. Is it wrong to discourage someone's dreams? and passion. Now, the majority of the answers I got was, of course, no. You shouldn't do that. Yes, it's wrong to do that. But I can hear in the answers that these young people probably were told, hey, don't do that. That's not realistic. And if you do that, here are the negative things that comes with that. And like I said, they all did it, said something that pertained to the arts. It was automatically assumed that we were talking about the arts, music, dancing, whatever. And I got some interesting answers, and yeah, it was the whole I don't want to be a struggling artist type of thing. Like, yeah, you can have passion for something, but if it's not realistic and it's not really going to make you money, then you should probably put that passion. I had someone say you should probably just take your passion and put it somewhere else. And I thought that was interesting. I never known anyone to be able to put passion and love and just put it somewhere else. You have passion and you love and drive and dream of doing a thing, and because someone say that's not realistic, you take all that passion and you just put it somewhere else. I don't think that's possible. I personally don't think that's possible. I'm also a person who feels as though that your passion will never steer you wrong if you're truly passionate about something. And based on a lot of the answers I was getting, I don't think they know what passion is and what that feels like, what that really looks like. The way they describe something is, or the way they described it, it was as if you just really like to do something. I really like to dance, so I'm gonna do it. But realistically, I ain't gonna like major in dance or try to pursue it as a career because you're going to be a starving artist. Look, if you just really like to do something, excuse me, then you're not passionate about it. Like, passion takes it to the line and then crosses the line. Like, passion is such a high level of engagement and interest that it's more than just a like. And not to take it dark, but like, there's a reason why they call it's called crimes of passion, because passion will take it that far. Like, when you're passionate about something, you love it beyond reproach. Like, you love it almost more than anything. When you go to bed, when you're passionate about something, when you wake up in the morning, this is the thing you think about. When you go to bed at night, this is the thing you think about. Through your day, this thing you think about. And every time you think about it, it brings a smile to your face. It brings joy to you. Like, you get goosebumps about it. Like, it just makes you feel good because you're passionate about this thing. And what they were describing to me was someone who just likes to do a thing, not someone who's passionate about it. And what I noticed through those answers is that we're discouraging a lot of our young people from their passion. So I also asked them, and I might have talked about this in the other episode too. I also asked, like, yo, whatever that thing you're describing, that you say you're just going to be a starving artist and it's not realistic and not obtainable, is there anybody successful in that field? Ask yourself that. When someone tells you, and this is also going to move into the special sauce segment of this episode. When someone tells you, oh, that thing you're passionate about, that you love to do, that's not realistic. You'll never make it at that. Nobody makes it at that. Ask yourself, is there anybody successful in that thing? Anybody. And if somebody is successful in that thing that you're passionate about, then why can't you? Then why can't you be successful at it? Just because someone else told you that it's not realistic. I don't like that. Like, I'm so passionate about what I do that hearing that when I'm asking that question, I'm so passionate about it that I got to say something about it even right now. Like, it bothers me. It bothers me that young people are being discouraged from their passion, and most of them are being discouraged from the arts. The arts already struggle as it is because of people who think that it's unsuccessful. And mainly because they can't do it. Is a lot of times why are the people that's telling you that you can't do it is because they can't do it. One of the points I pointed out was that when you're passionate about something, no matter what, even if you're struggling, your passion pushes you through the struggle. Also, anything worth having does not come easy. Anything worth having don't come easy. You gotta work. You gotta put in the work to obtain that dream, that goal, to fulfill that passion. You gotta put in the work. And I think to be successful at anything, you have to put in the work. So now we got a lot of young people going to school and majoring in a thing because, for lack of a better word or a better way to put this, it's easier and safer. Not necessarily because they're passionate about it. Some are. There are people out there that whatever it is they're majoring in, they are passionate about that, and I love that. Power to them. They're going to go on to do great things and make changes in whatever field that is. Remember, I didn't limit my question to the arts. My students did. I want someone in whatever field they're in to be passionate about that field. So if you're in medicine, I want you to be passionate about medicine so that you go on to really figure out how to cure our people, how to really teach someone to be healthy and maintain their health, not just put them on a bunch of medications. I want somebody who's going to go into law, who's passionate about law and upholding the law, or maybe even changing laws that don't fit for everyone, that's unfair. You know what I mean? And making sure that everyone gets due process, no matter who they are. I want somebody in law who's passionate about that. Be it business, accounting, no matter what it is, even the arts, especially education. I want people, especially education. If you're going into education and you're going to be a teacher, I want you to be passionate about teaching, educating young people, making a difference, mentorship. I want you to be passionate about that. So now we got a lot of students going into fields because it's safe and easy. Not necessarily because they're passionate about it and they love it and they really want to make a difference. That's a problem to me. And because the arts is the thing that suffers the most, that's a big problem for me. It's a big problem. And being an artist doesn't necessarily mean starving. It doesn't have to mean that. And here's where the special sauce comes in. You have people telling, let's just keep it a buck. Let's keep it 100. It's parents. Most of the time, it's parents telling their young people to not go into the arts because they don't want them to struggle. Let me tell you something about struggle. Without struggle, there's no success in anything. Through the struggle is where you learn. Through the suffer is where you learn the meaning of the struggle. It doesn't do anything. It builds you. It doesn't tear you down. It builds you. You know what I mean? And understanding that at a younger age prepares you for when you get older and have a family or dealing with something, learning how to deal with something in your 20s when it comes, if something happens in your 30s, excuse me, and or 40s or whatever, or 50s, because of that experience, because of that struggle and how you came out of that struggle makes you stronger. Now you know how to guide through that. Or you now know how to guide someone close to you through that. I don't like this thing of struggle being a thing you're trying to prevent from young people. Look, everyone is going to feel a struggle. I don't know one person who doesn't who's lived a struggle-free life. Personally, I don't know one person. And I'm not just talking about financial struggle. See, when we talk about the arts, we talk about struggling, we automatically talk about just a financial struggle. I don't want to go too far from this. Now, it's usually parents that tell you you can't do that thing because it's not realistic, and you it's too much of a struggle to obtain that particular goal. Disagree with that. They're telling you that. They tell you all the negative things, but nobody is giving the young people the sauce, right? Of how to be an artist, pursue their artistry, and not have to deal with that. Yeah, back in the day, you had to, back in the day when you don't know better, then yeah, you fall into some struggle, a few pitfalls here and there. But when you're passionate about something, your passion drives your determination. Your passion drives your determination. So no matter what you go through, because you're passionate about it, you find a way out of it. You find a way to get through it. You go through a struggle. You don't sit in a struggle forever. You go through it. And that's where all the lessons are learned for life. So it's not that bad. And then they put this thing like, I had one student saying, oh yeah, if you want to be an artist, just be prepared to eat canned beans for the rest of your life. Here's the irony about that. They're all telling me their answers about the struggle and being a struggling artist, and this is going to happen to you, and this bad thing happens. And they're telling it to an artist. It's an artist who posed the question in the first place. They're telling it to me. I'm an artist. 100%. And I don't eat canned beans every night. I eat quite well, actually. You know what I mean? Eat quite good. The sauce, though. So what needs to happen, what we need to be telling people is, telling these young people, is that if you want to be an artist, cool. I got you. Let's figure out a way for you to do that. And who's to say two things can't exist? You can be an artist and have a career as an artist and go to law school and then become a lawyer. I know people who've done that. You can be an artist, be a professional dancer, have a professional dance career, and then go on to be a doctor. I know people who've done this. Two things can't exist. What we also have to be telling these young people is that if this is what you want to do, then let's figure out how to do it. So while young people are, we're telling them all the things that can go wrong with pursuing this career in whatever art form, but we're not telling them what to do to help prevent those things. Like, well, are we telling them at a young age, like, how to invest, how to open up an investment account, what a mutual fund is, how to invest companies? Instead of spending your money on products, buy businesses? Are we telling people that to open up an investment account, you don't need hundreds and thousands of dollars? You can invest in companies with $5, $20, $50. And if you did that from your freshman year in college as a music major, a dance major, or a theater major, if you did that from freshman year every month until your senior year every month and invest and put it in a mutual fund every time you got a couple dollars, every time auntie sent you some money for doing good in school, every time grandmama gave you some money for doing good, excuse me, every time mom or dad shot you a little something, you take a little something out, put it in a mutual fund, invested it into your investment account, let it sit. Even if you didn't invest in a business or a company, instead of using a bank savings account, use an investment account as your savings account because the interest rate is higher, so you get more on the interest rate than you would in a bank savings account. If we're telling our young people how to do things like this, how to make a business, oh, what do you want to do with that? Like, one of the things I always ask, like when students ask me questions, tell me what they're majoring in, and it's in the arts. That's right, you don't even have to be in the arts. No matter what it is they're majoring in, I always ask them, so what you want to do with that? So when you get a young person who's saying, hey, this is what this is what I want to do, this is what I want to major in, and it's something in the arts, if it's dance, if it's music, if it's theater, like, what you want to do with that? If you're a dancer, what you want to do with your dancing? What's the goal? I'm asking you that in your freshman year. Now I know what your goal is. Now let's figure out how to reach that goal. Now, even if the parents don't know how to do that, we as the professors and advisors, because the advisors take blame in this too. These young people come to college and they tell their advisor what they want to major in, and it's in the arts, and then I'm learning that advisors are telling them, oh no, don't major in that. You ain't gonna make no money. You ain't gonna be able to do nothing with that. Do this instead. Stop that, man. Stop that. You're limiting these young people. These young people could be that next him, can be that next her. And you're wavering them from that. You're discouraging them from that. That's not fair. You can't do that. I got a big problem with that. Even the brightest minds on this earth that walk this earth, the brightest minds, inventors, were also artists because they understood that you have to work the right brain as much as you work the left. So we're just telling them people, especially parents, and look, I get it. I'm a parent too. I really am. And I understand that parents don't want their kids to struggle. I don't think it's our job to prevent struggle. That's me personally. I don't think we have that power. Unless you keep your kid under you all the time until the day you die and provide everything from them, for them, you don't have the power as a parent to eliminate struggle from their life. Your job as a parent should be that when struggle comes, we've given them the tools to guide them through it. We've given you the tools to guide you through it. I may not be able to prevent struggle for you. I'm here to help you. There may be something, I may be long gone and something can happen and I'm no longer here. Hopefully I put the tools in you and taught you that when adversity comes, I've taught you how to get through it. As a parent, I think that's what we're supposed to be doing. And I get it. Nobody wants to see their kids suffer. But I don't think we have that power. We should be telling them, if that's what you want to do, cool. Let's figure out the best way to accomplish that. I believe in you. You can do it. I believe in you. Let's harness that and figure out if that's what you really want to do. That's what you're passionate about. This is the thing you love. And you, every time you wake up, that's what you think about. When you go to bed at night, that's what you think about. And it brings you joy and it puts a smile on your face. And you doing that would bring joy to others. You could potentially change lives by doing that thing in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Even if you're bringing joy when you're performing to another person, why not? We need more of that. We don't need a world of people in jobs that stress them out every day. We need the people in this world that brings joy. And where did that normally happen? In the arts. Every time you turn on your TV, you're looking at somebody successful in the arts. Every time you go to watch a show, a dance concert, or a ballet, you're watching somebody successful in the arts. So don't tell me that it can't be done. Someone else is doing it. And if that's what you really want to do, then do it. Now let's figure out how we can do it successfully together. How can I help you? And that need to come from the parents, and that needs to come from the advisors. That needs to come from the professors and the advisors in the departments. We all got to be doing that, man. No wonder these young people are walking around on campus on the first week like they already done been there for 8 weeks. It's crazy. They're not enjoying themselves at all. You got to stop it. That's me. That's the special sauce. You know what I mean? I'm sure I'll drop another video going more into depth about how artists should be really working towards their goal while in college. You know what I mean? Don't wait until you finish college to then start pursuing that dream. while you're in college, and this is the thing you want to do, start figuring out how to do it in college and putting the steps forward to do it, so that you're not figuring it out after you graduate. Learning about 501(c)(3), you know what I mean? Learning about nonprofit, how to apply for grants, how to maybe even start your own business. Man, we live in a society where you can make money doing almost anything. Come on, man, we can get this done. Young people, you can do it. If nobody else has told you, I'm telling you. I believe in you. You can do it. If that's what you're passionate about, yo, you can do it. And if this video comes across anybody who isn't in my arm's reach, and I don't get to talk to you on a day-to-day basis via in my class, yo, hit me in the DMs. You got questions? Holla at me. We'll figure it out. I will figure it out together how to get you to your goal. That's what I'm here for. It's part of the reason why I started this whole channel. So there's that. That's my rant on that. What else we got? Oh man. We talked about, I gave a special sauce, the YNs not knowing what hip hop is or the difference between hip hop and R&B. Oh my God. Yo, Super Bowl halftime show. Have y'all heard? Bad Bunny doing that Super Bowl halftime show. I think it's gonna be dope. I think we just got a year of Latin vibes, and I'm here for it. Like I said, I'm from Miami. I'm here for it. I'm here for it all. We got the Latin vibes is popping. You know what I mean? Because they also just dropped the lineup for Coachella. So the lineup for Coachella came out too. So, you know, you got that Karol G, who I believe is a Latin artist, and a bunch of Latin artists playing on that particular night. The Coachella lineup, man. I was asking my students about it, like how they feel about the lineup. It was 50-50. Some was like, yo, it's fire. Some was like, I ain't really feeling this lineup. Me personally, I don't know a lot of people in these lineups. Like, of course, you know, Bieber, but I haven't listened to Bieber's album. He hasn't been doing like a lot of rollout for that album. His album dropped the same time as the Clips. So, and the Clips was doing like crazy rollout for the album. So yeah, I don't like this particular Coachella lineup ain't for me, but I do love the Latin vibes that's happening, and Bad Bunny in the halftime show, I think it's gonna be fire. I think that's gonna be fire. Like, I was just listening to, I listened to the album, like, it's dope, it's fire. Like, I got my drums, I got my bongos and stuff, man. Like, once it was a couple songs, I just grabbed my bongos and I'm playing along with the song. Like, that's me. Like, the Bad Bunny album is fire. And I heard his concerts in Puerto Rico has been fire. Like, he's just been doing his thing. So he's just had an amazing year from what I've heard. And, yo, shout out to Bad Bunny doing this thing, man. I think Super Bowl halftime show is going to be lit with Latin vibes. And the mommies are going to be out there. And, you know what I mean? It's just going to be dope. So I'm here for it. I'm here for it. What else we got? I got new music on here. What I listened to this week? Yo, the other night, man. The other night I sat outside and got my fire pit going on outside. Sat by the fire. Couldn't. I must have set up my fire around like 11 o'clock at night. and was out there till about 1:30. I must have listened to like 3 albums, put my headphones in, fired up a cigar, and was just vibing outside, man. It was a nice night out, man. I'm enjoying, like, I'm trying to enjoy these last couple, you know what I mean, really nice days and nights before the weather makes a complete change. It's already starting to drop by 10, 15 degrees, so it's still pretty nice at night. Even tonight, man, after I'm done with this, I might go out there and sit by the fire. And matter of fact, I know I am, because I already set up the fire pit. I listened to like 3 albums. New music. Westside Gunn, dope album. Westside Gunn, dope album. Sat by the fire, listened to that while I smoked the cigar. Like, it's a vibe. I mentioned before that over the summer there's been like a couple albums that I always listen to, like the 2 Chainz and Larry June. Only want to listen to it at night. By the fire, got a cigar going, and I'm just vibing. Larry June and 2 Chainz. Like, that was a vibe. This Westside Gunn, same vibe. Same vibe. Like, on some real grown man-ish. You know what I'm talking about? Like, that's just what it is. Trans Lee, who I like, was one of T.I.'s artists. Just dropped a new album. I haven't gave it a listen yet. I'm gonna give that a listen. I'll come back to you guys and give you, like, my thoughts on that. But I'm a Trans Lee fan. Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey dropped the album. I was listening to the Joe Budden podcast, and I listened to them talk about new music. Shout out to the Joe Budden podcast. And I was listening to them talk about new music, and they talked about the Mariah one. Now, I listened to the Mariah one. I listened to the Westside Gunn, and I was like, you know what? And I was just going to skim. I was just going to skim through the Mariah one, and I let the first song play, and before I know it, I just let all the songs play. And I like it. I like it. Like, there's songs on there that was like, I'm like, yo, it just made me want to get up and start dancing. It made me feel like I was at a function, and I wanted to ask somebody to dance. Like, yo, I just wanted to be like, yo, can we dance to this right quick? Like, there was songs on there that just took me back like that. You know what I mean? I'm a fan of, like, slow dancing. Like, I love any type of social dance. Anytime I can dance with another person, that's my favorite type of movement, next to hip hop. So the new Mariah gave me that. The new Mariah Carey gave me that. Now, I was hoping that the Joe Budden podcast was going to talk about it, because I was curious to know what they thought about the album. And for the most part, only one person on the show had heard the album and was doing a review on it. And he was like, the production's good. He was like, it's not a bad album, but he talked more about Mariah's voice and how her voice isn't as powerful or as strong as it used to be. Now, I also heard that on the album, because recently I've just been on a Mariah Carey wave, so I went back and listened to the Emancipation of Mimi album. So yes, clearly she's not the same singer she was 20 years ago, but that's naturally going to happen. When you're a soprano like that and hitting those high notes, at a certain point in life, it's going to be harder to hit those notes. Like, I just understand that. It didn't make for a bad album, though. It wasn't to the point where it's like she was singing bad on the album. You could just tell that if you're a person who, like, understands music like that, that she pretty much dropped an octave so everything is like a register lower. But she still has some songs on there where she was hitting her iconic high notes. But yeah, she pretty much sang everything like a half drop lower than what she usually does, but it still sounds really good. And like the production on the album was really good to me. Like it was a vibe. So I liked it. I liked the Mariah Carey album. It was dope to me. I even play it in my class now. Like I took a couple joints off there and I put it in my classroom playlist for like my warm-ups and stuff. But yeah, I rock with it. The new Mariah Carey, check it out. She hasn't done much of a rollout for it. And for those of you who may watch this and don't know what I mean when I say a rollout, artists, when they're dropping the album, like it's just you promoting the album, doing a bunch of interviews, doing a bunch of talk shows, talking about the album, like doing a nice big rollout. Like Cardi B just did a nice big rollout for her album. Mariah Carey, I don't remember Mariah Carey doing any type of big rollout for this, but I like it. I'm rocking with it. It's a really good vibe on there to me. And she did a song with my favorite gospel singers of all time, who also happened to be one of the singers happened to be my favorite female singer, period, which is Karen Clark Sheard, which is a member of the Clark sisters. So Mariah Carey has a song on there with the Clark sisters, which to me is fire. You know what I mean? I grew up on gospel music. I grew up in the church, so you know what I mean. I'm not religious, but you know, I grew up in the church. So the Clark sisters were like, they're them. You know what I mean? When it comes to gospel music, they're there. You know what I mean? So she had a song with them, and that song was dope. So when I heard that, I was like, oh man, that's fire. So I like it. Mariah Carey's is dope. I think I talked about Cardi B. Of course, Cardi B's album is fire. There's some slaps on there. And Joey Badass, I gotta listen to that too. So I'll listen to Joey Badass and the Trans Lee one. And yeah, and let you guys know about that. But you know what I mean? I use YouTube Music, so and I got a whole category that's under new music. So I'll just hit it, play it, see what it's popping, see what it's talking about, and take a listen to it. So I do a lot of that as well. So, but yeah, I must have listened to like 3 albums the other night, just outside by the fire. And I think, man, that's it for mine, man. That's all my topics for today. That's what happened this week. This week's classroom question was, is it fair to discourage someone from their dreams and their passion? So in closing, man, I'll say, yo, follow your passion. Have a hustle. And have some sense of start understanding financial literacy, because we don't have to be struggling artists like that. That doesn't have to be a narrative when it comes to being an artist. We can stop that. You know what I mean? There's information out there that if we just took heed to it, you know what I mean, that whole narrative of starving artists would not be a thing. Follow your passion, man. If it's something that you're passionate about, something that you love deeply, that you want to do, I feel as though you can't go wrong with it. And that whole thing about being passionate about something that you're not talented in, I don't understand that. Hey, yeah, does that happen? Probably, possibly. But I think when you're passionate about something, you put in the work to make sure you're good at it. You know what I mean? That's just how I feel about it. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with following your passion. And if any of you out there that you're passionate about a thing that you're trying to do and you're going to school for that, and And no matter what it is, it don't just necessarily have to be the arts. You know what I mean? And you find yourself getting discouraged about it, and you got questions. You want to know how to, you know what I mean, navigate through it and do it and reach that goal successfully. You know what I mean? Reach out to me, man. Hit me up. Hit me in the DMs, man, and I'll get back to you, and we'll figure it out, man. I'll see whatever kind of advice I can give you. But yeah, I appreciate you guys rocking with me tonight, and rocking with me with this episode. Yo, blessings, peace and love to you. And yeah, be safe out there. Enjoy your week. Keep me in your prayers, as I'll keep you in mine. And yeah, man, peace and love to all you guys out there. Hit me up. Till the next time, I'll holler at you. Peace.